start recording because we doing this shit. Hello everybody, welcome to my video. Oh, I'm getting some echo. Hold up, we're gonna mute that real quick. Damn, I'm having some lag. Okay, so what is up everybody? It's been a minute. I don't think I've ever actually done a full video on my backup channel yet, but this video is supposed to be a video where I just talk about shit that I have done, just a brief rundown of my past, because I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I am very forgetful. I suck at speaking. I forget most of the things that I've done over the years, and not only that, I've basically been on a 3-year bender straight of just weed, alcohol, and then whatever else that came my way that I said yes to. So my memory has been kind of shot. Luckily, recently, I have been humbly reminded of some of the things that I've done, which made me remember a whole lot more. So we're going to get into my past. This is going to be a my past series. I'm going to briefly go down the shit that I've done in my life, and then in future videos, I'm going to go more in detail about what has happened in my life, just because I need to talk about this shit. I love talking about this shit, and too many people tell me that I can't fucking do this shit, when, yeah, I fucking can, and I fucking will. Because honestly, the people who I pissed off and have told me that I can't be doing this type of shit, they're pissed off at me already. Like, I can't change that, and I'm never going to. So we're just gonna talk about the shit that I've done. We're gonna have some people in it. We're gonna make up fake names for these people. Honestly, I probably should have a piece of paper or something so I can remember the names of these people, but I'm just gonna change their first name. I'm not gonna mention any last names. I might not even mention any names at all in this video, because I'm just going to be talking about my relationship life, which also kind of actually, no, we're gonna start with my addiction life. We're gonna start right at the source. And alright, what was the first thing that I've gotten addicted to? Well, I can tell you straight up that the first thing that I've gotten addicted to was video games. Video games were the gateway for me as a kid. I fell in love with video games ever since I held a controller and just got to play a couple video games. Some of the video games that I played as a kid, I played the original Street Fighter. I had a PlayStation 1 that was like, I don't know what was up with it, but it was a modified PlayStation 1 that could play burned video games. If you don't know what burned video games are, you are fucking young. Actually, yeah, no, you are definitely young. It's definitely not a thing people would do today, because this requires discs. And basically burning something onto a disc is just copying and pasting something onto a disk drive. Because shit used to only be VHS tapes, CDs, and vinyl. That's it. There was no internet, there was no anything like that during this time. So my dad would burn video games onto these random well, not random, but they were blank CDs, and they would just burn the data straight onto the CD, and basically you would have the video game that you wanted on a blank CD. It didn't have any like cover art or anything on there, but the game was on there, and the PlayStation 1 could play those games. I really put too much effort into trying to explain that. But I grew up with a lot of burned video games that I can't remember, but I do remember the main ones being like Street Fighter, ATV 2 Off-Road Fury, MX vs. ATV. God, what other video games were there? I had a couple fighting games other than Street Fighter as well, but I can't remember. Anyways, I was 8 years old when I was originally introduced to video games, or at least that's when I started remembering that I really liked video games and that I was really getting into them. I also just got a PS2, and my God, I feel like I'm the only PS2 kid that didn't really get to fully experience the PS2. Like, I did, sure. I got to experience the PS2, like playing the PS2 physically, but in terms of all the video games that everybody else played, like Pyro, Banjo-Kazooie, stuff like that, I never really got to experience games like that. Although I did get to experience the Crash Bandicoot racing game, that's about it. That's about it for like the nostalgia aspect of old video games that like the majority of people know, and the majority of people don't even know that absurd Crash game, because who would? It's not even a regular Crash Bandicoot game. It's just a racing game. Anyways, heavily addicted into that shit. I was addicted to that shit so badly that I begged my parents to give me an Xbox 360. My neighbor had an Xbox 360, and he had Call of Duty World at War. Now that shit, that fucking shit, the fucking zombie mode on that shit, oh my fucking God, literally 10-year-old me fucking hooked. Honestly, I'm still hooked to it to this day. It's been fucking what, 14 years now that I've just been playing fucking COD Zombies damn near like on the daily, damn near since I was a kid, until recently, but I'll get into that later. My second addiction, I'm gonna like try to speed run this because I feel like I spent like 6 minutes on that whole ass intro. My second addiction was, actually, I can't even let you guys guess. It's pornography, bruh. Fucking middle school corrupted me, my guy. Honestly, no it didn't, but when I was in middle school, I had no idea what porn was. But I was a perv. I did like looking at people, and like I just wanted to see a female naked so fucking badly, just cause like I never got to see that before, and I'm an 11-year-old kid about to go through puberty. Like who the fuck doesn't want to see that type of shit when they're a kid? I mean, unless you're like gay or something. But I go all ways, so it really didn't matter to me all that much. Anyways, I finally found out what porn was when I was sitting at a table and some dude was talking about it, and honestly, I thought since it rhymed with corn that it was like a food product, and I forget exactly what this conversation was, but I just remember saying like, what if you blended porn? Like, what if you put porn in a blender and blended it? Because I was thinking corn. They were talking about corn, and like somebody mentioned porn. I just wanted to fit in, okay? I just wanted to fucking fit in. The sentence I said made absolutely no sense. And honestly, that's a trend that I still have today. Most of my sentences do not make sense to most people. But honestly, that's fine, because I'm okay with people not understanding me. I have absolutely no problems with that. That's why I just stay quiet and let other people talk. Anyways, finally found out what porn was because of that convo. Because somebody asked me if I even knew what porn was. Because everybody was like, how the fuck can you blend porn up in a blender? And this dude, we're gonna call him... Fuck, what do we call this dude? Fuck. He has such a unique name that I really can't fucking... We're just gonna call him... Fuck, what do we call this guy? I'm gonna take a minute. Oh my god, this is embarrassing. I'm not good at this. I'm not good at this at all.
I wasn't having enough fun already.
Fuck, what do we call this guy? I got it. Okay, we're gonna call this guy Ezekiel. We're gonna call this guy Ezekiel. This dude has such a unique ass name. Like, this is like the second unique ass name that I can think of for this dude. But Ezekiel came in fucking clutch by telling everybody like, nah, you could just buy a porno mag and put it in a blender. And I was like, yeah, see, exactly. Like, I just immediately agreed with them because I was like, see, like, I know what I'm talking about. Like, somebody understands. I didn't fucking know shit. I didn't know shit back then. I still don't know shit. I'm a fucking dumbass. Anyways, I go home that night and I have to look it up on my phone just to make sure that like I know what I'm talking about the next day if I get questioned, because I got fucking slammed all day that day at lunch for not knowing what porn was until that dude like fucking saved me from that whole thing. And keep in mind, this is when iPhones were not in. These were like right when the iPhone 3s were coming out. Nobody could afford an iPhone. Barely anybody knew about iPhones. This is how far back this was. This was... Fuck, what year was this? This was like 2012. 2011. 2011, 2012, somewhere in that era. I had a fucking... I think it was a BlackBerry. It wasn't a flip phone. It had a screen and it had a keyboard on it. But it was all one thing and it was super fucking small and that thing was shit. I fucking hated that phone. But I also loved it because I can look up porn on it. Now, how did I look up porn on a phone like that? Well, let me give you a little insight of how rough it used to be. This phone could not show you videos. It could not show you HD quality pictures. It couldn't even show you 720p. Scratch that. It couldn't even show you fucking 480 HP video. Or I mean picture quality. Because you can only see pictures from this phone. Fucking... I was running off of that 144p quality. Fucking finally gazing my eyes upon so many naked women in like photos of them just like getting pounded. But, like obviously like I couldn't see them getting pounded, I can just like look at the picture. And you know how most of the websites just had videos? It took me so long to find a website that just had pictures, or that like had pictures at all. And I finally found a website that had it. I forgot what this website is called. And I'm honestly not going to remember because fuck that shit. But I finally found a website that just let me look at pictures. And yeah, that was my second addiction. Now, here is my third addiction. Attention. I'm just gonna say attention because I don't know how to word this. This is now going to go into my relationships, my relationship issues, and honestly, like, just issues that I have with people concerning my... I'm just going to consider it my adult life from now on because I pretty much have acted like an adult since I was 15. No, I haven't, but But like, I've basically been doing adult activities since I was 15. So we're gonna call it adult activity life. Now, I was hooked on this adult activity life, and honestly, I'm going to classify this as a different addiction to porn, even though porn had a major impact on every relationship that I've ever had, because I don't know how to categorize this part of my life. But we're gonna start off on X number one. X number one, I've had a lot, well, not a lot of problems with, actually. Actually, she was probably the one I had the least problems with. We're just gonna keep her nameless, just because this is so old, and this also ties into YouTube as well. I used to have an old channel that got deleted. It got deleted last year, but it was my YouTube channel since I was 14 to 23. And that shit had so many memories, cringeworthy moments, cringeworthy rants, all that type of shit. One of them involved her during the end of our relationship, because honestly, I did not treat this girl well. I did not treat this girl good whatsoever. I was basically just having her around to give me pleasure in that way. You know what I mean. That was the only reason why I was hanging around this girl during that time. And I'm a 15-year-old kid, so like, yeah, that's going to happen. Like, it's probably not a normal thing to most people, but to people like me, people who can actually, like, I don't know, acquire some, it's a pretty normal thing to have around. At least it's normal to me now. It was not normal to me back then, because it was the first time I've ever been in that type of situation where I've ever had something like that happening. But I have to, like, man, hold on. I have to, like, think now of, like, what happened and what I should say. Okay, I remember now. So, because of my old YouTube video, and because our relationship, it lasted a pretty long time for a high school relationship. That relationship lasted about 6 months. After we, quote-unquote, broke up, she broke up with me because I started ghosting her during the summertime, because I just couldn't, I did not know how to break up with somebody. I had no idea how to. I was so scared to break up with somebody because I thought it would just completely wreck them. I've heard horror stories about, like, people needing to break up with their exes and they just go berserk, or like some shit happens, like suicidal things, yada yada yada. And I was kind of scared of that happening, because I was told by her that she had already been in a mental hospital more than one time. She's suicidal, she cuts herself, like all of that type of shit. I'm not even fazed by that type of shit anymore, because I've been with so many women that have done that, where it's like, that's like a normal thing to me now, where like I just don't care. But at the time, I was really worried about this type of stuff in terms of breaking up with people. Like, now that doesn't affect me. Like honestly, that is their own problem and they need to handle that. Like, that's not on me. Anyways, so I never broke up with her. I just ghosted her, she broke up with me, and then stupid ass me made a fucking video about it. Because of course I did. I had a fucking YouTube channel. I wanted to be the next Minnesota Burns. I wanted to be the next Cost of HD. I wanted to be the next big YouTuber. I wanted to make money. I wanted to be a billionaire by the time I was even in freshman year, because honestly, I thought that was the only way I was going to get attractive women. Or Oh, fuck. Attractive men. Or attractive anything, you know? I just thought that was the way, so I just kept going. Anyways, I made a video about her. That video was up for a long time, and then I had been recommending my channel to people who were her friends, who I had also been acquaintance with. And anyways, somebody found out that video existed, listened to it, and then sent it to her mom. And then I got a nice message from her mom politely telling me to take that video down or she'll sue me. So, of course, I took the video down. Actually, I privated it. I didn't like delete it or anything. She wanted me to delete it. I never deleted it officially. It never actually got deleted until the channel was deleted. Now all those videos are gone. But that really doesn't matter. Anyways, person number 2 that I've affiliated myself in the adult ways with. This happened the next year, and in a little twist of fate, this person was really attractive. I fell head over heels for this person, and this person had just broken up with somebody in high school, and then she wanted to start hanging out with me. So I was like, oh, all right, like I'm fair game. Like, yeah, let's hang out, let's do some stuff. That, and I was also just getting into guitar. I'd gotten into guitar right after my first ex broke up with me. Now, the reason why I say person number 2 is because we never actually dated. We were a one-time thing, and the one-time thing was the last time I saw her in high school. Because I ended up running into her later in life. Because she worked at the same job as me for a week. Anyways, she was a drummer, so we were like, oh, let's start a band. And funny enough, I was supposed to be in a band with her and her boyfriend and some of her other friends, but you know, they broke up. Everybody chose a side, and so she was kind of just alone. And so I thought, hey, that's the perfect time for me to swoop in and get some, you know. But little me didn't understand that I would fall so in love with her so quickly, because like I'm 16, I'm dumb, you know. Especially after like having my first basically one night stand with somebody. Oh yeah, that shit affected me. That shit affected me hard. Fucking honestly, I still think of that day, because if anybody has seen the main video on my main channel, the cum sock story, that is the chick that I'm talking about right now. If you haven't seen that video, go watch it. It's on my main channel. Shit. Fuck. I keep doing this, right? Like, I have to like stop and remember, because I don't have a script or anything in front of me, and it's been so long since I've talked about any of this shit. I'm remembering shit as I go on. Yeah, so after the first week of that one night stand, we were messaging each other on Kik. I don't know if any of you remember Kik, K-I-K, the messenger app. That's what we were using to communicate. And yeah, she ghosted me like right after that. And honestly, I don't blame her, because when we did the nasty, I didn't last that long. I didn't last long at all, because I stupidly stopped masturbating for 4 days before the thing took place, because I thought I needed to train myself to be better. Little did I know that that would make it so much worse. I didn't know that at the time. I thought it was the other way around. No, it's the exact opposite. You want to do it like right before. That way you last longer. I just didn't know that at the time. So I lasted like a millisecond and fucking exploded everywhere. And I wasn't even wearing a condom or anything, so I had to use the pull-out method. Thank fucking God I did not get this chick pregnant, because that would have been game over. That would have been game over. Anyways, she ghosted me for about 2 or 3 weeks, and during those 2 or 3 weeks, those were the worst weeks of my life. Honest to God, those were the worst weeks mentally in my life, because summer had just started up, and I just got ghosted by a chick who I like had sex with, right? So like, that's a double way. Like, I don't have anybody to talk to, and I don't have a chick to do anything with. So I'm like, damn, bro, like I fucked up. Like, I don't even know what I did. I'm panicking, I'm crying, I'm having mental breakdowns because of this shit. And then finally, after what seemed like for fucking ever, she finally got back to me and she was like, oh, I was at the mental hospital, like something happened. And I was like, and of course I was like, oh, okay, well, are we okay? Are we still good? Are we still friends? Do you still want to hang out? Because I'm thinking like that she's not lying to me. And to this day, I still don't really know if she was lying to me, but based on the context clues, because she kept ghosting me afterwards too, she was lying. I'm pretty sure. I don't think she went anywhere. I think she was just chilling, trying not to message me and not feel bad about like what happened. Like, you know, we're young, we're stupid. Like shit like that is just going to happen. I just didn't know that shit like that could happen, you know, because I was young. Anyways, after that, I stopped doing and dating people for a good year or so. And I didn't start dating again until college. And during that time, I just kept on practicing my guitar and playing video games. And those were my 2 main addictions. And I should probably add on the fact that guitar playing was an addiction of mine. I loved playing the guitar. I started playing in 2016. And I haven't stopped. I keep playing that shit damn near on the daily. Just like COD Zombies. Sometimes I would even be playing COD Zombies and playing guitar at the same time. I wasn't any good at doing both at the same time, but sometimes I'd do it. Or if I'd be in multiplayer games with some people, I'd be like, I'd just chill and play guitar for half of the match and then I'd join in. That shit was fun. Anyways, I didn't start dating again until about my college year. And this is where shit really takes a turn, because this is 2018, 2019 coming up. And if y'all don't know what's about, like, I'm pretty sure everybody knows what's about to happen in 2020. You know, it happened to everybody. The whole COVID bullshit. But this was before the COVID bullshit. I started dating somebody in 2018. Well, actually, that's not true. I started having a friends with benefits situation with a certain somebody when my second semester of college. I was still 18, fresh out of high school. Actually, was that my second year? Or my second semester? Or was that my first year? No, I think it was my first year. Or my first semester, my bad. I think that was my first semester this all went down. So my first semester in college, I get these classes with this chick. I get a couple of them too. I had like 3 classes with the same chick. Now this chick had hella religious parents, and those parents had hella strict rules on this person, which meant it was go time for us. Like, I started chatting her up. I brought up the idea of sex, and literally we just started ditching class and like doing the nasty, like. But I was supposed to be in college, bruh. And the funniest thing about this whole thing is that I did this all semester long, and I still passed all 3 of the classes I had with her. I still passed all of them. And I would ditch this one class in particular that was 3 hours long every single time. And I was fine. But anyways, so we're doing that. And then she starts telling everybody about it, and more people have gotten involved into this FBW thing because like we're not a relationship, so she can do whatever like she wants. If she like wanted to do other people, like that's none of my business. Like honestly, I was just happy that I was getting laid at this point. And then something happened. I accidentally left my backpack in her car, which was not her car, it was her dad's car. And like I said before, both of her parents were hella religious. And I left my bag in that car. Now, Adriana... Oh, fuck. I fucked up. We gotta bleep that. We gotta bleep that out. This person... Oh, fuck. I really need to stop, like, saying names. So I don't fucking... Fuck, dude. I need to bleep that out. Fucking hell, dude. I could always edit. Yeah, I'm gonna just edit. I'm good. We're gonna bleep that out. We're gonna put a sound over that so that nobody knows the name. Anyways, this person, I really need to come up with fake names for these people. So like, whenever I just say a name, it's the fake one. So anyways, yeah, her parents were not too happy to see my bag in her car, and they did not know who I was. And so her parents just started questioning her. Honestly, I don't know what went down, but basically she ratted me out. And then she ratted everybody else who was involved out. Like, not only did I get ratted out, everybody got ratted out. So I was like, what the fuck? Like, when I found that out, because honestly I wasn't paying attention to where my bag was and like to her, like in her world at all, because I was just kind of focused on my schoolwork until I couldn't find my bag, and I was like, fuck, where did I put my bag? And I get a random phone call, and it's this girl's dad, and he's hella pissed at me, and he's saying, if you want your bag, you will come meet me at this place right now or I'm throwing it away. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, you don't have my bag? Like, I have my bag. Because I'm not thinking, like, I'm getting food for my family during this time. And I remember this specifically because I was with a couple of people when this happened. Well, like, yeah, he had my bag and I didn't even notice because I didn't notice that I just didn't have my backpack. I just didn't fucking notice. And then I checked my car and I was like, oh fuck, I don't have my bag. Like, what if he's not joking? What if he has my bag? So I tried to call this prick back. I'm gonna call him a prick because like this girl doesn't even talk to her dad. Anyways, so it's no big deal. But he called me on a private number, so I couldn't really find the number. And so I'm racing to the location that he told me to meet him at, and he's not fucking there. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck is this dude's problem? And so I have to wait a couple of days until this chick finally returns to school, and like, they have grounded her. They grounded an 18-year-old woman and threw away like one of her friend's bags because she had sex with them. Like, these people were fucking crazy. I'm sorry. Like, fuck those people. But yeah, fucking, she finally comes back to school, and I'm like, where's my bag? Like, did your dad actually have my bag? And she was like, yeah, he threw it away. I don't know where it is. I'm like, what do you mean you just threw it away and you don't know where it is? Like, are you fucking serious? Yo,
Look out!
That was random. Fucking, I'm just like, are you fucking serious? You don't know where my shit is? You don't know where my fucking bag is, bruh? Like, you don't know if he threw it away at his own house or like
Magic touch.
somewhere randomly? Like, what the fuck?
That should do the trick.
Honestly, I should have fucking sued that dude. And like, offhanded note, this dude got caught stealing from the IRS. He wasn't paying the IRS up. So he got a 10 grand fine later in life. That's what you get. That's what you get. You deserve that. Anyways. That's why you don't steal from the IRS, bro. They will get their money. Anyways, sorry. That just gets me excited every time I remember that little fact. What was I talking about? Yeah, so my bag got thrown away. Man, I'm just going into my life story at this point. And that kind of messed me up, not as much as the next hectic thing that happened. Since like that whole thing happened, like we still had 3 classes together, and I was super pissed off, like superiorly pissed off during this time, because like not only did my backpack get thrown away, but that's my college backpack with my college things in that backpack. I had a graphing calculator in that backpack that was $100. I had like 3 like big books that were like $300 each. I had homework in that bag. I had so much stuff in that bag that was just taken away from me. And this is where addiction number
Too close.
5 comes in, I think. And it's been long enough now to where I think I'm allowed to talk about this. It's been about 6 years since this has happened, and I think there's a 5-year, well, it wasn't drugs or alcohol related, so I think I'm okay. But this is when I started getting into stealing. And so my college was a junior college, and it was a dog shit junior college. Well, okay, one of the buildings was a dog shit junior college, the other one was actually like a really nice campus. But I would have a lot of classes at the dog shit junior college because that's just, it was closer to where I lived. I didn't like to use the freeway and drive all that much because I had a lot of anxiety.
Lucky,
I mean,
buddy.
a lot of anxiety. And I didn't even know like what it was. I didn't even know I had an anxiety problem until way later in life. Because like I was just like, I just always felt like that, so I just thought it was normal. Anyways, so God, I'm like losing breath talking about all these things that happened. Yeah, so we're in class, and this is when we became more than just FBWs, because she wrote on a piece of paper that she did really, really like me, And I had also talked to her parents at this point in time because I was trying to get my bag back, and they agreed to meet with me. And I started questioning him, like, hey, like, where the fuck is my bag? Like, where the fuck is my shit? And he was like, oh, it's gone. It's all gone. It's like, he's like, I threw that shit away. I threw that shit away, and it's gone. We'll never see it again. I was like, fuck, dude. Like, you're an asshole. You're a fucking cunt. And after that, that's when she asked me out. Like a couple days later in class, because like that conversation happened at a Starbucks, unrelated to school. It wasn't even on a school day for me. So it was just like, it was like side quest moment. And now I'm back on to the main quest. I keep like diverting these two time periods. It makes sense in my head. But anyway, she asked me out on a piece of paper, and I'm like, yes. Like, cause like, I'm thinking like, not only am I securing the bag, and when I mean the bag, I mean the sex, but like, I could also stick it to this like girl's parents, which of course I was going to do. Like, they threw away my stuff. Like, what did they expect was going to happen? I had also forgotten to mention this. They had laid down some terms and conditions of like if we were to date, and they're fucking crazy. They wanted me to marry her. They wanted me to marry her right on the spot when she was like doing 2 other people besides me. Like, like no, that's not happening. Like, no, we're gonna date first. We're gonna see if she's loyal, and then like maybe after a year or so goes by, then like we'll make a decision, right? Like, that's at least like the norm for the younger generation that I know. It really ain't the norm though. Like, low-key, you should not be getting married at 18 or 20 or 25, like in that area. But that's just my opinion. You can do what you want. I don't really care like what other people do. But for me, I was not planning on getting married at 18. Hell no. I wanted to experience way more in life. And now that I have, like, I'm chilling. Like, now if I get married, it's not really that big of a deal. But I'm definitely, like, looking for a lot better than what I've had. Because now I know what to look out for. And now I know what I am actually looking for. Anyways, side rant over with. We start dating, and of course it's back to the usual, because this is like halfway through the semester. The semester ain't over yet, and we're still doing the same stuff. We're still ditching class, like, but we have to go back to class on time because now her parents are picking her up, and now I have to deal with all that, and I'm so like, we have to kind of like not make it quick, but we have to make it like under 3 hours, which like, yeah, that was no problem. That's no problem to me, even though like we have gone for like a long ass time, but that's another story. So yeah, we had to play that game of like yeah, we can leave after like 10 minutes when like her parents leaves. We go off, we do our thing, we come back, and then she gets picked up, and like we still talk and chat and stuff, but we have to be like very careful over the phone. Anyways, I convinced her, I'm like, why don't you just like move out? Why don't you just like move in with me? Like, by the way, I did not go over this with my parents at all. I did not tell them, I did not like warn them in any way, shape, or form that like a chick was just going to be living with us now, and I didn't even ask if it was okay. I just told her like, yeah, you can just come live with me.
You selfish prick!
And in my mind, I'm just like, yeah, I'll let her live here for like 2 weeks. We'll have our fun, and then like her parents will be like all crazy about her, and we'll just like take her back no matter what. That's what went through my head throughout this whole thing. And no, that is not how it went down. What went down is her parents would not let her leave. We had tried 3 times
Look out!
to get her to move out, and it only worked on the 3rd time. The 3rd time only worked because her parents weren't home, and she could like climb out through this window at the top, so she didn't like have to set any alarms off, so her grandparents wouldn't like find out. It was a whole thing. And honestly, this day still kind of haunts me because she did get majorly hurt this day. Mainly because like something happened. I'm not gonna get into it, but we had to go to the hospital that night, and we were there all night long until sunrise. I think until like 8 or 9 a.m. we were at that hospital, and that's when like my parents were starting to wake up and realize that like I wasn't home, and so I randomly showed up, and I showed up with this chick who's in a wheelchair, and she has all this medical shit on because like of what happened, and I'm just like, yeah, so she can't really go home.
Ooh, too close!
So is it okay if she stays here for a couple of weeks? And they're kind of taken back because my parents are like, what? Because like, you know, who wouldn't? But they're like, oh, like, all right, yeah, fine. Yeah, she's hurt anyway, so like, if she has to stay here, like, she has to stay here, you know? Like, fuck it. Yeah, like, I don't even know how this worked out so well. Well, it didn't, but like, the end part worked out better than planned. The getting there was not fucking it though. That whole fucking night was so shit. And I didn't even experience like the worst of it. She did. She experienced all of the bad parts of that night. And I still feel bad. Hello? Okay. I don't know how much of that cut off because my thing is like lagging. I didn't even get into the thievery part, huh? Yeah, so, okay, addiction number 5 that I got into was thievery. Because I had just had my backpack thrown away. Not only that, in high school, I had gotten my backpack raided through after having this massive ego of like, oh, so many people are scared of me, no one would dare mess with me, even though I was a scrawny white ass kid who doesn't know how to fight, doesn't know how to do jack shit, and I'm not muscular at all. And I had no lock on my locker because my locker my lock got stolen. And that was actually like a very common thing that happened in high school, where your locker would just get stolen because they would use the same locks every year, and as long as like you remember your lock code, you could open that same lock, and people would remember their lock codes, and people would share their lock codes with other people. So like people would just be stealing like locks and like taking people's shit. So my lock eventually like got stolen, and then my shit got raided. Luckily, it was mainly only food that got stolen from me, and my fucking 8th grade fucking bronze fucking medal that I got for being in the 8th grade band. And I was so ass hurt about that in high school. I was so fucking ass hurt about fucking losing that thing. I cried so hard. when I was like, they took my fucking bronze fucking medal from 8th grade? Like, that was my fucking prized possession. Now I'm just like, I don't give a fuck about that thing. Like, I've done so much better. I've done so much better, and I have picture and video proof of it. Like, yeah, fuck 8th grade, dude. I don't give a fuck about 8th grade. I can't even remember what happened in 8th grade. Actually, I can, but I'll just go into that, like, in a different video. Because I'm already in my college life. So, fuck it. Anyways, I got into thievery because it was a dollar store right next to this junior college that I would go to. And I bought this, like, laptop bag from Goodwill that was like $10. I was barely making any money because I worked at a grocery store, and I was making $11 an hour because that was minimum wage. That used to be minimum wage, and honestly, that used to be like okay money back then. Back in 2018, $11 an hour for like a starter job was normal. Now that would not fly nowadays. Ever since they raised it to 15. Oh, and fuck this grocery store for not raising the fucking minimum wage to $15 an hour when the minimum wage should have been raised, because everybody was still making $12 fucking dollars. Anyway, so I was making fucking absolutely no money, and I blew it like as fast as I made it on bullshit too, like video games, clothing, like just like food. Like, I wasn't even into drugs or anything at this point in time. I would just spend my money on like on shit because like I barely explored the world at this point in time. I was so fucking sheltered as a kid because all I fucking did was play fucking COD Zombies. The fucking live stream is doing this bullshit again where it's fucking lagging. I hate that shit. Anyways, I didn't get to explore much of the world in my youth, like before I turned 18, because I just was helicoptered so fucking badly. So when I actually started making money, I just blow it. I just blow it on food, clothing, and just stuff that like I would be like, oh, I want it, so I bought it. But then I ran out of money, right? And I actually needed stuff. I needed utensils, I needed paper, I needed shit for like my schoolwork. So I went to the dollar store, and guess what I fucking did? I fucking loaded up. I loaded up my fucking bag with fucking school equipment. And what I would do is I had $1. I had exactly $1 in like in actual money. No credit card, no debit card. Because I didn't even get a debit card until I was 20. Because like my parents had like scared me into getting a debit card. So I had $1 on me. And what I did was I bought one thing. I bought one thing and I stole the rest, so that it would look like that I'm a paying customer. They probably knew what I was doing, looking back at it, but I never got caught. I never got questioned. I never got caught for it. I never like did anything. And after the first time I did it, my heart was pounding so fucking fast. And then the after, like the when I got home part, I was just so like, fuck, like I actually did that. Like fuck, dude. Like I don't know if you've ever had that sort of like feeling, but after you like know you've gotten away with it, it is like one of the best fucking feelings in the world. Like I can't fucking describe how fucking like how awesome that first fucking like bad deed feels. It just feels so fucking amazing. I can't explain why, but I just got hooked on that. And then like every week I would do the same I like literally got hooked on stealing pens and pencils and paper because of that. Because like I just needed it one day, and then after like I got what I needed, I wanted to experience that shit again. So I just kept on doing it. I kept on doing it for a good while until my girlfriend, I guess ex now, but it was my girlfriend at the time, like caught me doing it, and she was the only one who actually like did. And like she was telling me like how bad that is, and like how like I shouldn't do it. Like she'll break up with me if she like catches me doing it again. So I was just like, fuck, dude, like I gotta fucking stop. So I had to like fall back onto other addictions, you know, video games, sex, porn, that type of shit. I was already like backpedaling into like addictions that I formed as a kid because I never like discovered drugs, or like I didn't really drink either. But then addiction number 6 comes in. This is where addiction number 6 kind of shines. It's my first time that I've ever gotten drunk. And I mean like fucking, oh, I feel fucking good. Like I feel fucking great.
Help me!
So this was with my girlfriend at the time. I'm just gonna keep saying that for this story. For all intents and purposes, this is the same person that I had the dad issue with. It's still the same person, still the same timeline. This is just a little bit later after everything has settled down and we started making new friends, because I'd completely lost one of my friend groups because of something that happened. I had somebody pass away in 2019 who I knew. I didn't know them very well, but I used to be acquainted with them because of my first ex. And I saw a bunch of people there at that funeral that I fucking knew, including like me and my friend group were there. And also within my friend group, we were starting to have some trouble with like me and my girlfriend at the time. We were doing a little public PSA and they were just not having it with me, because it literally felt forced even in my shoes, because like we were just young and dumb, and like we just like doing the shit, and like we loved that fucking like feeling of doing something bad. We were just so addicted to it that we were like literally just like doing like PSA in front of our friends, even though like we knew it made, or at least I knew it made them uncomfortable and didn't stop. I honestly don't know if she realized that it made them uncomfortable. She might have not, or she might have just not cared. Either way, we were doing it. So we were having problems in my friend group for that. And after the funeral, like, one of them had asked me, well, actually, he didn't even ask me why we were showing up to the funeral. He asked my girlfriend at the time why we were both showing up. And I think I took it the wrong way, because that pissed me the fuck off. I was also like already super anxious because it was a fucking funeral, and that kind of threw me off guard. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, how fucking dare he? How fucking dare he say that shit to me? Anyways, by the end of the night, after like that whole thing ended, yeah, I was basically like out of the friend group that I made in high school.
You entitled piece of shit!
Damn, I'm really just going down the storyline. Was that still recording? Holy fuck. Wait a minute. It recorded that whole thing? What the fuck? Wait, so am I good? Am I good? Fuck, am I good? What the fuck just happened? Alright, okay. Am I just continuing now? I'm just continuing with the story, I guess. Because, the fucking video never stopped. Alright, fuck it. Fuck it, dude. This is live catharticism right here, dude. I don't give a fuck. Let's keep it going. Let's keep the fucking stories going. Yeah, the fucking... I don't know if it, like, got all of, like, fucking... me saying that, like, oh shit, like, the fucking... like, live went down or whatever. But even if it did, I'm gonna continue. Fucking... yeah, so... after that funeral... I basically had no friends after that day. Like, after, like, looking at someone for the last fucking time ever, like, I looked at my high school friend group for what I thought was the last time ever as well after that day. Because just shit hit the fan for me that day. Like, everything went downhill. The only person that I had was my girlfriend at the time. And that's it. That is all that I had. So I had to make new fucking friends real fucking quick. At least that's what I thought. I didn't have to, but like I couldn't stand having like friends and then having fucking nobody, you know? So I was just like, what the fuck? Like, nah, I'ma have friends. Like, I don't... like, no. I'm having fucking friends, you feel me? Anybody who has been in my position, I'm pretty sure you already know how it goes. But we're getting some new fucking friends. And honestly, since I really didn't talk to a whole lot of people in high school, it was really hard for me to talk to people in college. I actually got to make very few long-lasting friends. I did make a lot of friends in college. I'm not friends with damn near most of them. I'm only friends with fucking, I think, 1 or 2 people that well, actually, yeah, no, 1 or 2 people that I met from college. The rest of my friends, I've either met outside of college or fucking... or they're from high school. Anyways, so addiction number 6, alcoholism. I was just meeting new friends. Me and my girlfriend at the time met this guy who was gay, and he was throwing a party soon. And you know what? We were both invited because he liked her so much, and he thought I was attractive because, of course, he did. He's gay. Like, I'm an attractive man. Of course he's gonna fucking like me. So we both get invited to this party.
Shit!
And I'm thinking like, okay, well I won't have that much to drink. But at this time, my girlfriend at the time had a car. And she had just gotten this car too. There is a whole story about that as well, but I'm not going to go into that. I think I'm going to go more in depth on these topics on my main channel. Once I figure out what to name all of these people and how to correctly tell my stories, because I didn't fucking know how to tell them back then. And honestly, I still don't. I'm just trying. I'm just trying to tell all these fucking stories the best way I possibly can. Anyways, Like, this video definitely needs to be fucking cut because I just go off on fucking tangents randomly without thinking. The party. I start fucking drinking, bro, because like there's drinks everywhere and I'm like, well, I want to start feeling good, so I start getting some drinks in me. And I'm thinking, alright, I'm just gonna go with the basic Jack and Coke, right? That shit was disgusting when I started drinking it at first. Keep in mind, I am like a 19-year-old, barely touched alcohol, told myself that I wasn't going to touch alcohol because alcoholism runs in my family, and it's gonna keep running in my family because I'm an alcoholic. Like, it's not going away. I like alcohol way too much for me to give up on it. And you know what? Mama didn't raise no quitter. So I'm drinking and I'm trying out different liquors because they had a few different options there. And then I stumbled upon the holy grail of what every beginner alcoholic should honestly start out with, which is a flavored Crown Royale. Honestly, it doesn't really matter which flavor you choose because you can have those straight and they taste pretty damn fucking good. But the one I had specifically was Vanilla Crown, and I also had Coca-Cola. So I made a fucking Vanilla Crown Coke. And you know what? That shit is fucking good. That shit is fucking delicious. That shit sounds like a fucking stomachache. That shit sounds rancid now, but fucking 19-year-old me, when I found out that combination, I was like, holy fuck, dude. Like, I get it now. You know that meme of fucking that dude who's like, I get it. I get it. And he's crying. And he's in a movie theater. Fucking Danny DeVito, that's his fucking name. That was me that fucking night, dude. Fucking, I get it now. I get it why my fucking parents will risk it all for this shit. I get why they fucking fight over this shit now. Because this shit is fucking good. And this shit fucking causes problems. But I didn't know that at the... Well, I knew that, but I thought I could never cause problems on alcohol. And honestly, for a long time, I really wasn't causing any problems with it. But I did start liking to drink after that night. I was like, oh, fuck, like, drinking's actually fucking lit. Fucking, I actually like getting drunk. Because when I got drunk, I was like, oh, fuck, dude, I feel fucking great. Like, my body just feels like I'm on a fucking cloud, dude. I fucking feel invincible. I feel like I can lift a fucking... one of those old school fucking TVs. The fucking big ass fucking ones. I thought I could do that shit no problem. And I probably could have. Definitely that fucking night at that party, I definitely could have lifted one of those big ass fucking TVs single-handedly. Fucking one-handed, bro. Fucking, I don't even know what I'm talking about, dude. But it felt fucking amazing that fucking night. And I was only just getting started on the drugs that, like, well, like, I'm acting like I'm a fucking drug addict. I'm not really that much of an addict. I just like weed and alcohol. But this was during the time where I only liked alcohol. And I only really knew of alcohol. And, like, I didn't know where to get weed from. At the time, I didn't know that I could just ask around saying, like, hey, do you know any, like, plugs for weed? Because I didn't know that I could just do that because of my anxiety issues. That was also another thing, too. When I was drunk, that anxiety fucking went away. It fucking disappeared. And that was another thing that fucking felt great. And that was also another thing that I was like, oh, fuck, like, this is why my parents like it. Because now I've realized that my parents have so much fucking anxiety. And that's where I get it from. That's why I have so much anxiety. They have so much anxiety. I lived in a fucking house that was not fucking
Help! He's got my money!
family friendly.
Son!
And fucking hold up, we gotta give this imaginary person his money back.
I got my boys on the way!
Your boy's on the way. Yo, you don't got a boy. Your boy dead.
Get him
Hold
out.
up. You interrupted my story, you fucking cunt. Fuck you. Now I have to start all fucking over. You know that hour that I've just been talking, bro? I gotta fucking restart now. Nah, I'm playing. Fucking... Yeah, I was just chilling throughout that whole fucking night. And then, like, after that party, I started asking my girlfriend at the time. I'm just gonna keep saying that. I know I say that every time I say that, but I'm just gonna keep fucking saying that. I started asking her if she can give me some alcohol because she started working at this job. She also worked at, well, she worked at a convenience store, not a grocery store. But it was one of the more popular ones, you know? I'm not gonna say which one, just in case. But she worked at a popular convenience store. And she was good friends with the managers. And I say that very, like, loose. I mean, it's true. She was very good friends with the managers. But it was because she was fucking them. I just didn't know that at the time. But that's also another story for another day. I was asking her if she can give me some alcohol. And so I was starting to like drink a little on the side because I was like, damn, like this fucking feels great. And I can fucking knock out like so fucking easy. I literally was like, damn, I found the cheat code to like fucking sleep, bro. Just fucking whiskey. And so she got me this fucking dog shit Evan Williams bottle. And, well, I've actually haven't had Evan Williams in a while. But when I did have it, that shit gave me, like, stomach problems and fucking, like, it didn't even really get me drunk, to be honest. So I was like, damn, like, low-key, this shit is bullshit. So that kind of turned me off of alcohol for a little bit. But then we ended up, this is later down the timeline, we ended up breaking up later in life. Due to like shit going down at my house and like her not being like used to my type of life that I've lived. Then with everything else that has happened, like she ended up breaking up with me. Funny thing, when she did break up with me, I was literally shouting in the car saying like I fucking need to break up with her. Like I finally just need to be like I need to break up. Like we need to stop. We need to break up because it was kind of getting bad. And then she did it for me, which completely took me off guard. Because I wanted to do it. Like, I wanted to do it. I wanted to know that I could do it. But she saved me from having to deal with that pain once again in my grown-up life. And honestly, I think that fucked me up a lot. I think that is one of my main contributing factors of why I can't really fucking say no or like say we need to stop to people. I've only started doing that recently. And I mean very fucking recently. Like I had to do it the other week because something went down with a chick that I was seeing and a guy that I was seeing. And this kind of leads into problem number 7 that I have, or addiction number 7, is attention. Or actually, that's probably...
Too close!
That was probably number 5 or 4. But this is where it really got bad. Because I had lost my whole friend group, I did not give a fuck about anybody. And I mean anybody. I didn't give one singular fuck what I did or who I pissed off. Because that was second in my mind. I had one goal and one goal only. I wanted to fuck at least double digits by the end of the year. Or by the end of my lifetime. At fucking least. And I had only slept with 3 people during this time. And like I had made it like a goal in my mind that I'm gonna hit double digits. Like no matter what. Which kinda sounds dumb now. But I was really fucking focused in on that goal. And honestly, I was focused in on that goal even while I was with my girlfriend at the time, who is now, in this current state of the timeline, is now my ex. Thing was, my ex actually ended up living with me for a lot longer than, like, when we had broken up. We broke up about... I want to say August or September of 2020. She didn't end up moving out of my house until December of 2020. That was a whole fucking thing. That was a whole fucking other issue that I had. But anyways, we were now officially exes. She finally moved out. It is December 2020. Now, I have met a couple new people during this time. And I also started a band during this time. This is one of the first few bands I actually got to the social media stages and the demo stages. I will tell the band name because this is the only affiliation that I will have with this band name. The band name was called Blind Aggression that I was in. I am no longer in this band. The social media accounts are still up as far as I'm aware, but I have no idea if anything new or if any, like, literally if anything new has, like, been posted or if anything happened in that band, because I've kind of lost track. But I had started a band and it was called Blind Aggression. Now, I didn't name the band. The band was named by a different individual who I was friends with, who had also introduced me into a different friend group. So we were just going to classify this friend group as friend group number 2. Now, friend group number 2 had a lot more females in this friend group. And it also featured I don't know if he was gay or not, but it featured a person of interest who is also interested in men. But he has had a relationship with a female before.
So you're gonna drive into me?
Now, me being the complete fucking dumbass that I am, I go into this friend group and I put on a whole fucking fake fucking persona, because these people are completely different than what I'm used to. These people are completely fucking PC. They don't like certain words. They don't like certain actions. And you know what? That is perfectly okay. If they weren't low-key fucking hypocrites about it, because they all like the same shit that I was into and that I fucking did, but they would never fucking admit it out loud into a fucking circle, into the fucking group. Because when the group mentality is like, oh no, that's bad, we can't do that, we can't do that, everybody just fucking follows suit. And that's how this group was fucking like. And now, I did miss this group, I'm not gonna lie. I only missed it because I got the attention from this group. And I will keep it 100. That is the only reason why I only missed that group. And I don't miss that group anymore because that group was fucked. And I'll tell you exactly why this group is fucked up. When I joined this group, I started talking to everybody and I was starting to become friends. And a certain somebody wanted to start playing Minecraft. We are going to call this woman number 4. Fuck giving her a fake name. I've not given out fake names at all. But this girl is specifically good. Actually, wait, fuck. Fucked up. I fucked up the timeline. I haven't even talked about guy number 1 that I fucked yet.
Oh shit!
And this is in 2020. So side note, I was experimenting with my sexuality after my breakup. This was still during when my ex was living with me. And I basically did a one-night stand with a guy, but I went out on a date with him. I saw the movie Tenet in my car because we were at a drive-in because COVID happened. This was during COVID times. And I'll just give you the rundown of guy number 1. That shit fucking sucked. That dude did not fucking brush his fucking teeth before the whole thing went down. I don't even know if he showered. And the dude was like, he was not a good fucking kisser either. That fucking sucked.
What is this shit?
Anyways, back to what I was saying. I just had to get that out because I have been called a fake gay person before by an individual who was in this group, and this was also recently too. So I just need to get that out of the way that the guy that I'm about to talk about isn't even the first guy that I've fucked or tried to have some sort of relationship with. It's the only one that I've ever tried to take seriously, but I haven't even told you about him yet. Anyways, girl number 4. Girl number 4. We're just gonna keep calling her girl number 4 because this girl is fucked up. I mean, we're probably the same type of fucked up, but I'm just gonna say she's fucked up more because of like how fucking secret she kept this to the point where I don't even think most of the group knows what the fuck happened. I only think a select few know, and one of them is definitely her. I think maybe another person knows, and that's fucking it. That is it in that friend group. So I will lay this down. Girl number 4, when I joined the friend group, she had a boyfriend, right? She invited me to play Minecraft with her online over Xbox, right? No big deal, right? And then she starts flirting with me. And you know, at this point in time, I'm a single man. I just got out of a relationship that had hella traumatic events in it. Fucking, I wasn't emotionally ready to date or even like do anybody at this time, and I really shouldn't have done anything, but like, you know, sex is nice. So I like, if I was offered, I was gonna take it. And yeah, eventually I was offered. And I was offered while I knew she had a boyfriend and they were still dating. Now, she was dating this guy for 3 fucking years now. 3 fucking years. Just take that in. I'm a single guy at this point in time. So I have absolutely no problem banging a chick who's dating some dude for 3 years. Like, that's not a problem with me. I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm getting laid. Like, I'm not thinking about like long-term consequences because I'm thinking like I'm not dating this chick. Like, it's not my problem. And if I did date this chick, as soon as like the sexy time runs out, like that's when it's over. because she started telling me that she stopped having sex with her boyfriend. And I was like, what? Like, what do you mean? You just like stopped fucking?
What is this?
And she was like, yeah, like I just don't get horny by him anymore. But she got horny by me. She got horny by me real fucking easily. It didn't even take that much convincing, to be honest. Anyways, so this starts happening in fucking December. And honestly, the person who I do feel the most bad about in this story is the boyfriend. I'm not gonna lie. That dude deserves so much better. Like, dude, if you're somehow watching this, and if you somehow kept up with this whole fucking hour and a half long, basically rant video that I'm making, dude, I am so fucking sorry. Not really, but yeah, you should have saw it coming, and you should have really just like left. Actually, I don't feel sorry at all for him. Like, dude was a League of Legends player. He had it coming. Anyways, anywho. Fuck, now I have to like think again. Cause like this happened so fucking long ago that I'm like still fucking remembering all the events that happened. So, sometime in December, I think the exact fucking date was like December 10th or 11th. I don't know how the fuck I remember that. It's probably not even accurate, to be honest. It was just in December. Her boyfriend like refused to deliver food to her for some reason, and like her mom, girl number 4's mom, got COVID, and the boyfriend was not willing to drive over to her house and get her some food, which honestly, understandable. Like, he did live like 5 minutes away, but if I'm not getting laid by my chick and she's asking me to go get her food and like buy it for her as well, because she was like asking him to buy her the food as well, like she didn't even pay for it. Like, I would have said no to be honest. But she did ask me, and since she was already flirting with me, I figured, yeah, I'm gonna fucking do it. I'll simp out and buy her some fucking food and drive 30 minutes to her house just to deliver food and be a nice person. Like, fuck it. Like, I'm in a new friend group. I want to do new things.
You know how much this car costs?
Anyways, after I did that, I arrived at her house, gave her the food, and she just like looked at me and she gave me these teary puppy eyes, and she was like, had a mask on, and like she went back inside, and I was about to leave, so I was like, alright, well, like she got her food, I'll just head out. And then she like runs back out to me, puts down her mask, and we just like start kissing. And then like a week later, when she was like, oh, I'm good, I'm not COVID positive, I can go outside, we started fucking. And we started fucking like December, and we didn't stop fucking until March. And there was a point when we did stop fucking for a week. And I will tell you the reason why we stopped fucking for a week. It's just because I was getting too uncomfortable fucking her while she had a boyfriend. Mainly because since I am a guy who goes all ways, and there was a guy who was attractive in the friend group, I wanted to see if anything could happen between me and him. So I was like, hey, girl number 4, we need to fucking stop fucking and stop kissing and stop doing all this shit. Unless you're gonna break up with your boyfriend, we need to fucking stop, because I kind of do want to pursue, I kind of do want to pursue this guy. And so she was like, oh, okay. And so we stopped fucking, like, that day. The next day, I asked the guy out, or I didn't ask him out, but like I started hanging out with him a lot. And then like we started like texting each other. We started like hanging out a lot more, and I was heavily flirting with him, like until the point where it wasn't even flirting anymore. It was just like we were dating, and everybody knew that we were dating, including girl number 4. And this isn't really, well, it's both of my fucking faults, so I'm just gonna be angry at her. Cause fuck it, dude. She came up to me and she was like, I still really like you, and I'm like, okay, but like I'm seeing a guy now and you have a boyfriend. So what does she fucking do? Oh, as soon as I say, oh, you still have a fucking boyfriend? Guess what? She fucking breaks up with him.
Just in case I
Finally fucking broke up with him after I said like, I don't want to be with you if you're gonna like be with your boyfriend. I'm just gonna like try to hang out with this guy instead and fuck him. And I guess like she just like couldn't have that happen. She just had to like break up with the guy. And she told me about it. She was like, well, so I broke up, but like now I'm having like issues. And I was like, what do you mean you're having issues? And she was like, he keeps coming to my house, he keeps following me around, like what the fuck? So like obviously the whole friend group is kind of like banding up to each other. And this was also during the time when we started hanging out one-on-one again, because I had been hanging out with this guy for a little while now, and I kind of started getting the vibe that I wasn't going to really like him like I thought I would. But I've also still never had the experience of breaking up with somebody or cutting things off.
Hey, car!
So I just never did. And then I started things back up with girl number 4, while she knew that I was still technically dating this guy. And it's not like it wasn't like, well, like everybody knew we were dating. Everybody knew me and this guy were dating. And like she started all these problems anyways. I mean, not that breaking up with her boyfriend is a problem of mine, but it became my problem when she started coming to me when she had problems with him, like, you know, hanging around, being in denial that they broke up, all that type of shit. And during that time, we started fucking again. Because she offered it to me and I fucking took it because I'm a fucking moron. And I like sex. So I'll just label that as addiction number 8, my sex addiction. Because at this point in time I was. Like, from 2020, I became a sex addict. And I was heavily just addicted to having sex and only really having sex, that and playing my guitar.
Oh, you don't see me driving?
And hanging out with people. That's what I like to do. And for the first time ever, I got to be able to do that with both genders and hella people. I got to hang out with hella people and I got to fuck both genders at the same time. Well, not the same time, but like different parts of the day, but I was fucking both of them at this point. And I've never experienced that before. That was my first ever experience of, well, cheating for one. That was my first cheating experience. That was the first ever time I cheated on somebody. And I really shouldn't have. I really shouldn't have fucking done it. And I'll admit to that. Yeah, I shouldn't have fucking done it because I really shouldn't have. I don't really know what else to say. Fucking yeah, I feel bad, but like nobody's gonna fucking give a shit about like how I feel in the matter. Cause like I did a shitty thing, and like honestly, the more fucked up part of it is that nobody really knew until later on that I cheated on it. And it wasn't until like after I left the group. And I don't know what information got out, but eventually people had found out. Anyways, that is the big gist of that story. There is a lot more details into that story. But the main thing that gets me still is that I don't think people in the group know the full extent of the story. And it still boggles my mind that even to this day, she still has that kept secret. Like that's still under wraps. Nobody fucking knows about the whole like when she was with Kevin, she was with me deal. Like nobody fucking knows about that. And honestly, I kind of just find that a little humorous, like because we hung out fucking every day. We were like at my house every day or in a car fucking doing something. Like I honestly don't know how people didn't catch on that we were doing the dirt.
So you gotta drive into me.
But nobody caught on until like after I was like dating the guy. And honestly, I hella fucked up with that. Because that guy was hella sweet, he was hella nice to me, and I treated him like shit. And I really shouldn't have. Anywho, after that whole mess blew up, during that time, this all happened on the same day, I finally managed the strength to quote-unquote break up with the guy, and I didn't even do it properly. I just said we should just be friends. I did that bullshit card instead of just saying like we need to break up. I did that, and not only did I do that, but I also kicked the guy who was in that friend group out of the band that I had formed. And he was super fucking pissed about that. Hella fucking mad about that shit. But for the longest time, I honestly thought he was only mad because I kicked him out of the band and like that I broke up with Eli oh my god, I said the name again. In a shitty way, right? But fuck, I really need to come up with new insurance. I need to bleep that one out too. What's that on? 103 minutes? Alright, hold on.
Oh, you screwed up my car!
What is that in this time? Alright, so in like at 1 hour 38 minutes in, I need to bleep that out. Anywho, I thought the dude who was in my band was mad because I had kicked him out of my band, and that's it. For the longest time, I thought that was the only fucking reason why he was so mad at me. I didn't realize he knew the rest of the shit that I did. There was a lot more shit that I did to that guy that I didn't even fucking remember. remember until he reminded me recently, because I had a conversation with him, and I honestly just asked him, like, why are you like so mad at me? And he just started listing hella shit that I, honest to God, fucking forgot that I did. I talked hella shit about him to girl number 4, who also gossiped about it, because of course she did. It's not like she's a good person. Like, just look at the track record that I had with her. Like, she's not a good person. She's not gonna keep her mouth shut about stuff like that. I planted seeds in everybody's minds that, like, this dude was just, like, not a good person. And, like, to be quite honest, I honestly don't remember saying that much, unless it was band related. At least to the majority of people. The only time I ever, like, truly talked shit about him was to girl number 4. So she can only, like, she is the only person who, like, really knew to the extent of, like, how much shit that, like, bothered me about this guy. So she had to have talked. It had to be her. It couldn't have been anybody else. Fucking, I made a video about this dude as well. And if you've been watching since all the way from the beginning of this video, you know how I mentioned that YouTube channel? It was uploaded on that YouTube channel, which is now deleted. That YouTube channel is now deleted. That video doesn't even exist, but I do remember making a video about him, and I do remember, like, it was only like one video, I'm pretty sure. And it wasn't like to talk shit about him or anything. It was more just to grab his attention, because I've used this tactic before where I make a video about somebody and then we can talk. And, like, we can talk things out. We can talk about it. That didn't happen. That did not happen with this dude. It just ended up pissing him off more, and I had no fucking... I honest to God didn't know that I was just pissing him off constantly with my antics that I was doing. Which, honestly, I probably should have known better. That, like, yeah, maybe he would have gotten a little bit mad at me for doing all the bullshit that I've been doing. Especially with, like... I also cock-blocked this dude, but I also did... The dude was cock-blocking himself. I just kind of, like, helped the women out who he was trying to get with. Anyways, not the point. I'm not getting into that can of worms, because it's been so long. I can't even I can't even really remember the extent. But all I remember is this dude had a thing for basically everybody in the friend group as well, like, female-wise. Which, you know, like, it's not really that much of a problem unless you take it too far. This dude was taking it too far all the fucking time. And, I honestly don't know if he was aware of it or not, because he was drinking at the time. I should really stop talking. I should really stop talking about this. Anyways, I'm not getting into it. Fuck it. What's done is done. Fucking, anyway, so that friend group went down the fucking drain. Because I treated them like shit. And, honestly, they weren't really that great of people either. Well, some of them were. Some of them were gems. Some of them were actually like who they said they were. Most of them were not. Most of them were not who they said they were. Most of them fucking lied and hid their true personalities. And honestly, I'd bring out their I'd probably just bring out the worst in them. But honestly, that's who these people truly were. These fucking hella PC oriented people are not fucking PC at all. They don't give a fuck about anything. They just like their fucking image. Let me give you a word of advice. If you ever meet someone who's hella PC and who has such a fucking problem with words and shit, it's not because they actually care about the words. It's not because they actually care about anything. They just care about how they look in front of people. That's it. That's the secret. So if you ever meet a fucking hella PC person, don't fucking trust them. They're not fucking genuine. None of them are. 9 times out of 10, they are not genuine fucking people. And they never will be. So, yeah. Not really mad that I had to throw that whole friend group in the garbage. Although, I do miss some people. And when I mean some, I mean like very few, like 2, possibly 3. I'd miss the third one if the dude wasn't like so fucking angry at me still. Because we did have some good fucking times with each other, but I just can't build up the nerve to like apologize to him or say I'm sorry for what I did because 1, he won't fucking accept my apologies, and 2, he just won't ever change his mind about me. So, like, whatever I was to him, I will just always continue to be like that. And you know what? Fuck it. If being myself is such a bad thing, oh fucking well, I'm gonna be myself. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck anymore. Like, he's not gonna change his mind. Fuck it. What else can I do? Like, there's nothing else I can fucking do. All I can do is just live my life. That's what I'm gonna keep doing. I'm just gonna keep living my life. So, I'll just say I miss 2 people from that group. And we'll leave it at that. And that is the end of 2020. That's just 2020, bro. That's just 2020. That was all, actually.
What is this bullshit?
That was some parts of 2021. Okay, I lied a little. Because that whole thing ended around April. April 2021. That whole, like, friend group just disbanded. And then I was on major depressive mode again because I had once again lost a friend group. Only this time it did kind of hurt worse because they did fully embrace me and they gave me their full trust, and I just took full fucking advantage of it. All for the purpose of just getting laid. Because that's all I really cared about at the time. I only cared about getting laid and about it.
Oh!
And getting that number up. Fuck. What did I do later? I eventually got a different job. I know that. Fucking... Oh, okay. I know exactly what happened. Addiction number 9? This is when I started getting into weed. And it was actually with girl number 4. So I'm not technically done with the timeline yet. But it wasn't more so because of her. It was just because, like, it was after her. Because I had started getting into carts and I only knew of cartridges for weed. That's all I knew. And I had a cart. And girl number 4 would hit my cart all the time because, like, I was kind of a bitch. I would cop all the fucking time off of that cart. I couldn't fucking take it. I had pussy ass lungs. So I would just give the cart to her and be like, yeah, go for it. Like take a hit. And she would rip my fucking shit. She'd rip my shit. I had to get a new fucking cart because she just kept ripping my shit. Honestly, though, like, she went through that cart about as fast as I go through a cart now, which is about like, I don't know, like 5-ish weeks, 4 maybe. It depends on like how much I use it, and if I just want regular tree or not. That's a different story. But I was just getting into carts during that time, and it wasn't until after that friend group really dissipated that I started getting into weed, because I had just gotten a new job, and at my new job there was a dispensary really close by, the one that I got my original cart from. And so I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go there. I'll just get a cart like every like 3 months or so, and I'll use the cart to fall asleep, because that's what I would use weed for. It helped me fall asleep. It kind of got rid of my anxiety, and it was just way easier to sleep. What time is it? It's damn near fucking 12. I have work tomorrow. I think I have to cut this off. Fuck, dude, we're only on sex partner number 6, dude. We're only at number 6, dude. If y'all want to know how many people I've done in my life, the number is 19. I'm at number 6, dude. I'm at number 6, and I'm not even through 2021 yet. Like, fuck, like, hella shit happened to me. I have to go to bed. I have to go to work tomorrow. Like, fuck.